Today I will be talking about my maternal side of the family. In the years 1900s, in a town called Napimi, Durango, my great-great-grandmother Ana Chavez was born, and around this time my great-great-grandfather Martin Hernandez was born in the state of Zacatecas. Years later, they grew up, fell in love, and got married, and in 1924 my great-grandmother Ermelinda Hernandez was born. In the same time in the 1900s, my great-great-grandmother Ventura Hernandez was born, and my great-great-grandfather Joaquin Casas was born in a town called Villa Lopez, in the state of Chihuahua. They grew up, fell in love, and got married. In the year 1928, my great-grandfather Manuel Casas was born. As you can see so far, within these few dates, you can see migration through towns, cities, and states. My great-great-grandmother Ana was born in Durango, and by the time she met my great-great-grandfather Martin, she had already moved to the state of Chihuahua. My great-great-grandparents Ventura and Joaquin were both born and raised in the town of Villa Lopez. My great-grandmother Ermelinda Hernandez and my great-grandfather Manuel Casas were born in Villa Lopez, Chihuahua. They grew up and their families moved to Delicia, Chihuahua in around 1940 to 1950. This is where my great-grandparents fell in love, and in 1953 my grandma Maria del Rosario Casas Hernandez was born. In the same way, my great-grandfather Juan Morales Solis and Catalina Valderas Cordero got married, and this is where my grandfather Juan Morales Valderas was born, in Delicias in 1952. My grandmother Maria and Grandpa Juan got married in August of 1973, and in April of 1974 my mother Sonia Morales Casas was born. 2.5 years went by, and their second daughter, my Aunt Yadira Jeanette Morales, was born October of 1976. In this time, the family still resided in Delicia, Chihuahua. Between the years of 1979 and 1980, my great-grandparents Manuel and Ermelinda decided to migrate to Ciudad Juarez, Chihuahua, which borders El Paso, Texas. Later, my Grandma Maria and Grandpa Juan also moved to Ciudad Juarez and conceived 2 other children, who are my Uncle Juan, who was born in 1982, and their baby, Uncle Joaquin, who was born in 1986. They stayed there until December of 1992. In December of 1992, my grandmother and her 4 children migrated to New Mexico. They got to New Mexico to a very rural area called McIntosh, New Mexico. She was working up to 2 jobs to provide for her 4 kids. My grandfather Juan Morales had died in Delicia, Chihuahua on January 4th of 1994, and my grandmother became a widow and was left to raise and provide for all 4 of her children on her own. In these small towns of New Mexico, my mother Sonia Morales met my father Sergio Casares, and they fell in love and had me. I was born August of 1998. To close out this story of my ethnicity and my roots and family, I would like to comment that I am the first generation of my mother's side that was born in the United States. As a result of this migration, and to this day, my parents have been here in the same small town for almost 30 years, and have taught me to love my roots and where I come from. My mother has always showed me to be proud of where we come from and to show me the stories of my family. If it weren't for my roots or my family, then I would not be where I am today. I would also like to say how thankful I am for my great-grandpa Manuel, who worked in the construction of the Presas de las Vírgenes, and my great-great-grandpa Juan Solis, who was part of the Municipal Police Department of Delicia, Chihuahua. To me, these 2 men played very important roles in the history of Delicia, Chihuahua. I would also like to share a big part of our family, which is our Catholic faith. This has been a very important part to me since my great-great-grandparents established this in our family. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy.